Hey friends, it's Morella. Today is August 20, 2022. I have a few updates for you here today. If you're watching this at the time that I have 71 subscribers or something, we have most likely met in person at this point. And I hope that you are enjoying yourself and doing great. I actually think about you guys from time to time. I'll think, man, that was a really nice family that I met a few weeks ago, and I just really hope they're enjoying life right now because they're probably home. If we haven't met, this is your first time watching one of my videos, I hope you're doing well. Also, welcome to MICMUSIC. Yeah, time to catch up on some updates. The first one I really wanted to talk about is Instagram, because I finally got one. Many of you asked me throughout the summer if I had an Instagram. I'm really glad you asked me, even though I didn't. Even though I said no every single time. I didn't get tired of it, it actually pushed me into this direction where I was like, I should get one, and then now I just like hopped over the fence. Now I'm just like completely, I'm gonna get an Instagram. I got one. Something to expect on my Instagram, if you go and follow it now, is just probably a handful of followers and maybe a couple posts. I'm still getting used to it. A special thanks to my 60th subscriber, whose name I know, I just don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, Arius from Hawaii. I have a thing with names where I try to remember them, every single one, and because I'm human, I'm not 100% accurate. So I apologize if I'm getting that wrong, but names are really important to me, and Arius, I'm sorry, but I just want to say thank you for requesting this portion of the video. When he had asked if I had Instagram and I said no, he said, well, when you do get one day, if you do, you should make a video about it so I'll know and I can follow you. That was my first video request that I've ever gotten, and I'm very delighted to honor it now that I have an Instagram. The next thing that I want to talk about, which is huge, is my first music job, and that is where I met most of you at, so you know about it, but you probably don't know the story behind it. And that's what I wanted to talk about here. It's a whole new level for my music. For 2.5 years, I've just been in my room in the studio, sometimes filming music videos outside the studio, but I've never been in front of anyone playing music. Back in February, I made this goal called Mic 24, which were some things that I wanted to accomplish by 2024 for my music. And there's about 4 of them I'm going to tell you here. The first one is Matthew 6:33. Seek God first and his righteousness. I really strive to live a God-centered life, and so when I make goals, I make God the center of it. And that was my goal number 1. And that's going to continue throughout my life, not just expire at 2024. This next one was higher quality songs, and that includes remastering some of my old songs. Some of the old videos I have up, I'm not too pumped up about, and I hope that they don't get a lot of views because I was still new to music and I've just improved so much over the years. I just know that I can make those songs better, and I want to make them better. So that is what I will want to do and have up by 2024, some remastered old songs. The next one is higher quality music videos, of course. All this time I've been doing most of my own video recording. I've had help probably twice, so 90% of the time it's me. I want to level up in this area. I eventually want to hire people to help me out and provide music videos that I envision to be really high quality and cinematic. This next one is really funny because I've already way surpassed it, thanks to God. I wrote this down, a performance at least once, which meant maybe 1 song or 2 at a festival. Like I'd get like a 15-minute slot to just like perform a few songs, and then, you know, by 2024 I just wanted like just that at least. And then I decided to be bold and say 1 concert or show of my own by 2024. That meant like a set of my songs that I get to play live in front of people. And I revealed a little bit of that to you on my April 9th video diaries. Another huge thing that I have been praying about is having my first ever concert for MICMUSIC. Will I take the next step, or will I talk myself out of it? See the hesitancy on my face because I just didn't know what it was going to look like. I didn't know how I was going to do it, how much it was going to cost, and And overall, I was just praying about it and not knowing what to do. I just knew that I had to have it done at some point, because I don't know how you be a musician for so long, like for 2.5 years, and not be in front of people once. So 3 days after that, on April 12th, the boss that I have for my music job approached me at my day job. Just some context. We work around each other, so we have been working around each other for years, and our paths actually cross a lot. So we'll casually talk from time to time. And on April 12th, he just casually asked me, hey, do you know anyone looking for a job? I was like, what kind of work? And he said, I just got like a variety of positions open right now. And he was walking away as he said that, so I didn't really get the chance to ask him further. You know, he's a really nice, sincere person that I've come to know, and I just really wanted to help him. So I texted my friends, and I wasn't getting much results from them. And every time that my music boss would check in with me, say, I got nothing, I'm sorry, I've got a few more people, maybe. You know, we even like had a little conversation like, Marilla, maybe you could help me part-time. On the inside, I really wanted to help him, truly. But my thought was like, man, I have this, 40-hour-a-week job. Like, I don't need another job, because after work, when I'm not here, I'm just trying to do this music thing. It's really important to me, and that's what I'm spending all my free time basically doing. So I don't have the capacity for another job. I didn't say that out loud. He just said, but you're probably too busy. And I was like, yeah, I'm too busy. At some point I thought, maybe I'll get better results from my friends if I was able to tell them what type of jobs were open. So I went on the website for this tour agency, and I went and looked. There were a lot of positions open at the time. And then I found their music one, and it had me right there. It was, the job description went something like, entertain guests. Must be able to play a 45-minute set that's family friendly. And of course, I just got so excited. Trying to not get ahead of myself, I was like, all right, I gotta slow down. Maybe I gotta see if this is what God wants me to do. So I'm gonna pray about it all night and talk to him the next day. I actually did not sleep that night because I was just so excited. Like, this was like a huge opportunity. I prayed that we would somehow, our paths would cross at the perfect time where I could ask him about this job, and it did. He was leaving the building, I was coming in, and I was able to say, hey, can I talk to you about this job? Fun fact, he is the first recipient of my business card. I just had all these worries when talking to him, because, with music and it's your first time putting yourself out there, you just don't have a lot of high expectations. I don't know, maybe some of you do, but for me, I didn't have a lot of high expectations. I gave him my card, and I guess I was kind of expecting to be rejected in a way, because I probably watched a little too much of those singing shows where they just turn down these really, really talented singers. And I was like, man, well, if that's not enough, how am I going to be enough? No, we had a great conversation the next day. My demonstration for qualifications was not an audition, it was my YouTube channel. And just a side note, one of the best pieces of music advice I've ever found was taking YouTube seriously. It is what I get asked about first thing. It is where people go specifically to find you and find out more about you when you're a musician. And so I'm glad I took that seriously, because that is what he watched for me to get this job, and it helped me get my job. He watched my second anniversary mashup is what he played as I was leaving. And probably some other videos, but that is the one I knew that he watched. And it went well, because a few days after that, next time I saw him, I was verbally hired. So I was like, oh my gosh, I got verbally hired. But I couldn't really get excited just yet, because I didn't sign any paperwork yet, it wasn't official. So I just had to keep it a secret, even though I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I'm going to do this summer. I'm really excited. It's I didn't know for a long time. I actually didn't start till June. So there was this waiting period, months, where I didn't know when I was going to start. Anytime that I ran into him, he would just say, you're starting very soon. When tour season started, everything was just crazy busy. I did know that I was going to start at some point. This was just an extended waiting time for God to prepare me for the work that I was going to do, because it is a lot. It is a lot more than I thought it would be. We tend to think that we're ready before we're actually ready. You know, for 2.5 years playing alone in my room every single day, I just knew that one day God was going to tell me that practice time is over and it's time for you to be in front of people. At the time, the pandemic was going on. I just thought that is a very unlikely situation. But I faithfully practiced every single day alone in my room, knowing that one day I would be called to go on a stage. And now the time has just about come, but I still needed more work to be done. I had to increase the amount of practice. The job description said a 45-minute set, but that's not one 45-minute set. It is a 45-minute set with a break, and then a set again and again and again, for as many times as I can. And so I was practicing for hours. I did not know anything about vocal rest. I was not doing vocal warm-ups like I should have. I did not take that seriously. And I just about lost my voice. It was so painful for me to talk. Like, I had to stop singing for a week. It was really discouraging. I was like, man, I'm not good enough for this job. But no, this was just part of God preparing me. The Bible scripture, James 1:4, really was like my inspiration during this time. It says, "And let perseverance be perfect, so that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing." And so I think that's just what God was trying to do, was just making me perfect, lacking in nothing, so that by the time it was time, I would be ready. And on June 5th, I had my first ever performance in person. I did not post that performance because there were hundreds of people there. I was terrified, and you could just see it on my face. I was so nervous, but it was fun. It was really fun. Here are a few pictures from that day, and it's a very special day. It's just been a really amazing summer. I work probably on average like 57 hours per week. I do have a Sabbath day though, so I'm not completely a workaholic. For those of you who don't know what that is a day of rest and worship. I'm still pretty new to that. This is my first year practicing a Sabbath day, because I had experienced burnout recently, and I don't want to experience that ever again. So far, having a Sabbath day has really helped me be able to work and deliver as much as I do. Now, because I'm working so much, that has caused me to take a break in making new songs. I plan to continue this break through the fall, because my contract goes through the fall. I don't know when my next new song will come out. It'll just be whenever I get to it. I do have a few new songs on the shelf, but they are just going to be on the shelf for a while. I'm taking a break from the studio, but I'm not taking a break from the stage, because that is just where my work has gone to now. Anyway, that is my first music job story. It's just been crazy. No day is the same. My life just feels like it's changing in so many ways, and I'm growing so much as a musician. I'm getting better. By the time that I get to remastering some of my old songs, it will be the way that I want it to sound, because I've just been working so hard. I'm just gonna be so much better now after the season of my first job. That basically wraps up this video update. Let me know in the comments the best music advice you've ever received if you're a musician, because I love wisdom. Hope you guys take care, and see you next time.